The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic display flickered to life. 7 species, representatives of civilizations that had dominated the stars for millennia, stared at the impossible data scrolling before them. At the center of the amphitheater, Ambassador Cora Chen stood with her hands clasped behind her back, a slight smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "This cannot be accurate," hissed the Vraxian delegate, his crystalline form refracting the chamber's ambient light into 1,000 fractured rainbows. "Your species achieved faster-than-light travel merely 2 centuries ago. The mathematical models we provided should have limited your expansion for at least another 5,000 years. Cora's smile widened. "Should have," she agreed. "But humanity has never been particularly good at following predictions." The Keeper of Records, an ancient being whose species had been mapping the galaxy for 40,000 years, leaned forward on its hover throne. "Explain," it commanded, its voice resonating through translation matrices that made the words sound like falling mountains. "Where would you like me to begin?" Cora asked, her tone conversational, almost casual. "With the fact that we've established colonies in 17 systems you deemed uninhabitable? Or perhaps with our new propulsion system that makes your quantum drives look like steam engines?" A murmur rippled through the assembled delegates. The Thexari representative, a being of pure energy contained within a magnetic field, pulsed an angry crimson. "Impossible. The quantum barrier cannot be breached. We have tried for 10,000 years. You tried within the parameters of your understanding," Cora replied. "We tried everything else." The holographic display shifted, showing a human vessel, sleek, asymmetrical, covered in what appeared to be organic plating that pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. It didn't look like any ship the Council had ever cataloged. "The Prometheus-class explorer," Cora announced. "Captained by Adam Cross, one of our most creative pilots. 3 months ago, he and his crew did something your species declared impossible. They didn't just break the quantum barrier, they went around it entirely." "Around it?" The Vraxian's voice cracked literally, a small fissure appearing in his crystalline shoulder. "There is no around. The quantum barrier is a fundamental property of space-time itself." "In this dimension, yes," Cora said. She touched her wrist display and the hologram zoomed in on the Prometheus as it seemed to fold in on itself, becoming a point of impossible geometry before vanishing. Adam had a theory. He was a musician before he became a pilot, believe it or not. He understood harmonics, resonance, the way patterns repeat across different scales. The Keeper of Records made a sound like grinding stone. "You're speaking of dimensional harmonics. That is theoretical mathematics, not practical physics." "It was theoretical," Cora corrected. "Adam made it practical. He took a ship, lined it with a substrate of genetically engineered organisms that could vibrate at specific frequencies, and essentially sang his way into a parallel dimensional layer. One where the quantum barrier doesn't exist." The Council chamber erupted in denial, outrage, and disbelief. The Thexari representative flared so brightly that several delegates had to shield their optical sensors. Only the Keeper of Records remained still, its ancient mind processing the implications. "If what you say is true," the Keeper finally said, its voice heavy with something that might have been fear, "then your species has achieved in 200 years what we could not accomplish in 40,000. "Oh, it gets better," Cora said, and there was a sharp edge to her voice now. "Remember the Forbidden Zone? The region of space you declared off limits after the Cataclysm War 5,000 years ago." Every delegate in the chamber stiffened. The Forbidden Zone was spoken of in whispers even among the oldest species. A region where reality itself had been damaged, where ships disappeared and sensors went mad. "Adam took the Prometheus there," Cora continued, "and he found something. The reason your war caused so much damage wasn't because of your weapons. It was because you were fighting in a region of space where the dimensional membrane was already thin. You weren't destroying reality. You were exposing what was underneath." The hologram shifted again, showing images that made several delegates turn away. Structures that predated any known civilization, built not of matter but of folded space-time itself. Cities, if they could be called that, existing in multiple dimensions simultaneously. "There's an older galaxy beneath ours," Cora said quietly, "a previous universe that didn't quite die when it should have, and it's full of technology that makes everything the Council has ever developed look like children's toys. And you've claimed it?" The keeper's voice was barely a whisper. Claimed. No, Cora shook her head. We're studying it, learning from it. Adam and his crew are mapping it as we speak. They've already found propulsion systems that can cross the galaxy in days. Energy sources that could power entire civilizations for millions of years. Medical technology that could extend lifespans indefinitely. She paused, letting the weight of her words settle over the chamber. The Council has spent 40,000 years maintaining order, keeping younger species in check, ensuring that no one civilization becomes too powerful too quickly, Cora said. You've built an entire culture around slow, controlled progress, around the belief that you are the apex of what evolution can achieve in this galaxy. And now, the Keeper asked. Now humanity has found a cheat code, Cora said bluntly. We've discovered that the game you've been playing so carefully has a whole other level you never knew existed. And we're very, very good at playing games. The Vraxian delegate managed to compose himself enough to speak. What does humanity want? Power, territory, to replace the Council? Cora laughed, a sound that seemed almost cruel in the silence of the chamber. Replace you? Why would we want that responsibility? No, we're going to do what humans have always done when given a new frontier. We're going to explore it, exploit it, and evolve because of it, whether the Council approves or not. She gestured to the hologram where the Prometheus had reappeared, now flanked by 3 identical vessels. Adam's already training new crews, she said. In 5 years, we'll have 100 Prometheus-class ships. In 10, 1,000. In a century, she shrugged. Who knows where humanity will be? The Keeper of Records slumped in its throne, the weight of 40,000 years of careful civilization suddenly feeling very fragile. You're saying we're obsolete? I'm saying you're behind, Cora corrected gently. But here's the thing about humanity. We don't forget our friends and we pay our debts. The Council helped us when we were young, gave us technology, knowledge, a place in the galactic community. We're grateful for that. Then what are you proposing? Cora's smile returned, warm this time, genuine. A partnership. You have wisdom, structure, 40,000 years of experience governing a galactic civilization. We have momentum, innovation, a rather alarming tendency to break things and see what happens. Separately, you'll fade into history, and we'll probably blow ourselves up within a few centuries. Together? She let the question hang in the air. The Keeper of Records was silent for a long moment, its ancient mind grappling with a future it had never imagined. Finally it spoke. The Council will need time to deliberate. Take all the time you need, Cora said pleasantly. Just remember, while you're deliberating, Adam and crews like his are out there, finding new impossible things and making them possible. The universe is bigger than any of us thought. Big enough for everyone if we're willing to share. She bowed, a gesture of respect that somehow didn't diminish the implicit power in her words, and turned to leave. As she reached the chamber's exit, the Keeper's voice stopped her. Ambassador Cora, this Adam Cross, is he truly just a musician turned pilot? Cora glanced back, her eyes glinting with something that might have been pride. In humanity, there's no just anything. That's what makes us dangerous, and that's what will make us unstoppable. The door sealed behind her, leaving the Council to stare at the hologram of the Prometheus, a human vessel dancing between dimensions where nothing should be able to exist. They could only look on. Humanity was already beyond their reach. And perhaps the Keeper thought with something that might have been hope or might have been terror, that was exactly what the galaxy needed.